No one, no negative energy. Right
Go
now,
with
more
it.
get a free me and them follow me. Go down with the control now. Control now.
All right, all right. We just got a little taste of TWICY, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to Toledo to the World with DebraSue. We have an incredible artist on the show today. His name is TWICY,
Yep.
and he is the recent recipient of the CMA Music Awards, not Country Music Awards, but Central Music Awards.
Music awards. Yeah.
Yeah, not the country music awards, obviously, because you're not country. You have
Yeah.
a very interesting beat. First of all, let me welcome you to my stage. I'm Deborah Sue. I'm so happy that you were able to join me. I want to give a shout out to J. Cole for making the link up for us. So I'm so happy that you could join me today. Twicey, I am actually extremely interested in your style of music because you are you have an Afro beat island vibe. Are you from the islands?
I'm from Ghana.
Oh, you're
I'm
from
from Ghana.
Ghana. Okay.
Yeah.
No wonder. Okay, because
Yeah.
I knew just listening to your cadence and your language disposition, I knew you weren't necessary. How long have you been in America?
Well, my team is in America. Yeah, I just came back from London. Yeah, but I live in Ghana. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So we might have a little bit of a connection issue because you are so far away, but we'll try to keep
yeah.
working with it, okay? Because I see a little bit of glitch every now and then, but I'm so happy to how do you like living in Ghana?
Oh, I feel like I'm home. Like I have my freedom, and this is where I was born. So I feel
Yeah.
free. And Ghana is peaceful. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Ghana's looking really good to me, better and better every single
yeah. You have
day.
to, you have to come.
Yeah, we got a lot going on over here, but I'm so happy to have you on my platform and happy to hear about your music.
My
Now, the
pleasure.
song that we just went through, first let me make this disclaimer that Twicey is the owner of his music. Every song that you hear in the background belongs to him and he has copyright protections on all of it. I do not own the copyrights, he does, and I have permission from him to play his music in the background. So that disclaimer. So, how did you
Oh,
first get into music, Twicey? How was you have such a natural rhythm flow to your music because you look like a young man. So, you've been around it for a while, but certainly not a long, long while. How did you get drawn into the type of Afro beat slash rhythm, or is that just a whole island thing that everybody gets into?
okay. Thank you very much. Greetings to everybody watching. In America, London, Ghana. Yeah. So while I was growing up, my dad, loves music, and he had this small radio that he most of the time play music. Those time when they put the cassette in, you see that small radio. He had that, so he had this collection of Bob Marley, um, old Ghanaian high life musicians. He had their songs, so he used to play them, and so I was like around music, so that helped me develop the passion for it. So when I entered senior high school, I was performing, some of these songs that my dad used to play while
Okay.
I was young, and I was singing Acorn songs, Bob Marley, Justin Derulo, and people loved it. So after school, I did literature in school, so I knew how to write a poem. So after school, I wrote a poem one time, and then I started singing the poem because it was like a rhyme words, So I was singing it, and that was it. I loved it, and I decided to pursue this dream. Yeah.
Wow. So your dad played the music, but he wasn't necessarily a musician, or was he a
No,
musician?
he wasn't a
Okay.
musician. He loves
So
music.
that's you know what, that's extremely interesting to me because I've been managing artists for a long time now, and usually there's some family element of people who fall into this because they either have family members who are already into it, or or something of that nature. especially for somebody to be as good as you are, you know. So what do your parents think about your interest and your sudden rise in fame?
Now they really love it. They are happy for me, and they've been very supportive. You know, but
Okay.
initially it wasn't like that. Because
Right.
back here, I don't know of America, but here in Ghana, like when you're doing music, your mom and dad, they feel like you're going wayward.
Yeah.
So they want you to go to school, learn, become a doctor or a lawyer, or so they didn't like. But as time goes on, they realize that this isn't bad, this is good. So since the time they realized that, they've been very supportive. My mom calls me every morning to pray with me. Anytime I'm going for shows, she prays with me and all that. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Do you have a management company that kind of gets you booked all over the place? How does your professional career look right now?
Yeah, so I'm with an independent label, Dailies Entertainment. They handling everything concerning my career. Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. And
Yeah.
I understand you may not know this, but Afrobeat island vibes is a really big thing in America right now. We have little clubs and stuff and little shows that have just exploded into the scene with people who do this flowetry poetry, and very much of that actually rescinds back to the Afrobeat, the rhythmic type music that you sing, because quite frankly that's the ancestry of a whole lot of people, even though folks live in America, you know what I'm saying. And I'm
Yeah.
happy to see it because it's one of the smoothest, most relaxing rhythms, because I heard you mention Bob Marley, the type of music that your dad
Yeah.
actually liked to listen to that has influenced you as well.
Yeah. You
So
know,
I would love to did you perform at the Central Music Awards, or did you just to get the award, or did you perform?
I wasn't there. I was in London. I was supposed to
Okay.
perform at the Ghana Music Awards in London. So
Mm-hmm.
while the Ghana Music Awards was held on the 30th November, and the Central Music Awards was on the 29th November.
Oh,
So I
got
was
you.
in London. I couldn't come, but my
Yeah.
people went there. My people represented me over there,
Yeah.
and they took the award. I had two awards: the best male vocalist and the ultimate artist of the year.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
pick it up for me. Yeah.
So how are you taking all this in? What do you feel? How do you feel? I mean, tell me about your excitement.
I was so happy. Like since I got it, I've been happy. Right now, I'm happy about it. Like anytime I'm moving, I have that in my mind that, oh, I'm the artist of the year. And that's every artist's dream. For an award scheme to recognize your hard work.
Mhm.
And to award you with a prestigious award. Like it's such a great feeling. So I'm
Absolutely.
grateful, and thanks to my fans who voted and the board members who realized and knew that I had good works that I deserved the award. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you when you because you make some really good music. I listened to all of your tracks, and we're gonna play a
Thank
little
you.
bit of your new one. We're gonna listen to Mona Lisa too, because that's your new release, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So we'll hear a little bit of that. When you put your music together, and I ask a lot of artists this time and time and again, what are you thinking of? What's your creative process when you start to actually sit to compose a song? Because when you get in the studio and you vibe with the engineer, you kind of know what's going on. What is your mind and your thought process with regard to how you're going to affect the listener?
Yeah. So, before I compose a song, sometimes I get the inspiration from my own life experience. So for instance, if I'm doing a love song, a heartbreak song,
Yeah.
I've probably been heartbroken before, so I would, have use the experience that I've gotten to write the song and make sure I sing it within me. Like I'll sing it from within so that the listener can resonate with the song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So composing a song for me is like using life experience, and sometimes I get inspired by people's stories,
Okay.
what people go through as well, you know. Yeah, and sometimes it comes like that, like you listen to a beat and the rhythm flows, you just sing anything and it makes sense after. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense after, and then then the creative juices start to flow, and
Yes.
there you have it. You wonder, God, really, did I make that? you know,
Yeah.
and now, how do you avoid writer's block? Because my artist MacNova, he's magnificent. Obviously, he's got some of the, he went we went down a couple years ago to the CMA Awards too, where he got best up and coming artist. What do you do to avoid writer's block? Because all of you guys run into that. How do you find? What do you do to overcome that?
mm, um can you really explain that to me?
Yeah, what happens when you get in the studio and you just can't think of what you want to put down? That's called writer's block, where you just cannot figure out, or
Okay, okay.
every time you write something down, it just doesn't hit you. It doesn't make you feel like that's what it is. All because all of you guys go through it. How do you avoid that? How do you put yourself in the mindset to avoid that?
Yeah, so I make sure that anytime I go to studio to record is the right time. I make sure if I'm not in the mood, I'm not going to. If I'm not in the mood and I'm going to do a joyful song,
Yeah,
I'm not going to do it. If I'm going to do a song that is sad, I'll make sure the day that I'm sad, will be the best day to record it. So that's how I control it. If this particular song I'm doing it and I'm not feeling it, I'll just
mm-hmm.
give it some time. I'll
Yeah,
just relax on it and then free my mind, just go to the beach with my friends or maybe go to the club, refreshing up, and then the next day or two I'll go to the studio. Yeah.
yeah. So how do you besides your parents, obviously, and maybe your management, how what other means do you use to support your activity?
Um so it's basically the shows we do. If sometimes we get some shows, you go for the platform sake, and some shows too, you go, they call you, they book you, so they pay you. So those monies we get, we invest in the craft to support, whatever we're doing. And
Yeah,
sometimes we do charity works as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like that because you know what, the way that you have your pay structure, it encourages you to reinvest back into your craft. And
Yes.
a lot of times for artists, when you get into a trade such as this, whether it's rapping or it's singing or the travel comes into play, you really have to manage your money properly so that you can get into the studio and finish your songs. You
Yeah.
have lawyers you have to pay to check out your contracts. You have to
Yeah.
get your fit so that you look right when you perform, right? You have a manager to pay, and the way that your structure is arranged, it's almost automatic that you would reinvest it back into your craft so that
Yeah.
you're not blowing it frivolously. That's a
Yeah.
very smart process.
Yes, yes. Music is very capital intensive, so you don't you have to really manage your money's well, yeah, when it comes to uh if you're an artist, yeah, because if you don't take care, you might run out of money and you can't do, the next thing.
Absolutely. So, obviously you're a young man. How are you finding the your following? Because you have many female followers that follow you. You're not letting this get to your head too much, are you?
Yeah, women are like, to me, women are like gifts from God, to us. you know you guys are amazing. You calm us down. Sometimes sometimes you make us feel like stress. Women have that behavior. They give you stress, they give you joy. So women are like God gifts to us. So I love women. I love to sing for them.
You are just the bee's knees right now, because I just love that everything that you just said. You obviously have a very high regard for women, and that is very refreshing. You know,
Yeah.
you look at it differently. So who's Mona Lisa? Let's say, let me ask you that, okay? Because you have a new release in from 2025 called Mona Lisa. What's your inspiration behind that song?
So Mona Lisa, I think it's Mona Lisa is you. It's you. Wow.
I'll
So
take that. I'm gonna take that. But
yeah,
remember, you said that here first, okay?
yeah, yeah. So Mona
I
Lisa
love
is
that.
the
I love
song
that.
that we're getting into Vows Day, and it's a new year, and I needed to have a song that will will be used for the Vows Day, like a song that will talk about love, you know.
Okay.
And one when I was in London, I traveled to Scotland, so I met this girl, and she was very good looking, and then I talked with her, and her name was Mona Lisa. By that time, I had recorded the song that I titled it. I mean, it had Mona Lisa in it, but that wasn't the title. So when I met a girl and she said her name was Mona Lisa, I was like, really? I have a song like that, and she was
Huh.
beautiful. So I decided to title the song Mona Lisa. So that's just it. It was just a normal vibe, meeting a beautiful girl, you know, and that's it.
That's very nice. That's a sweet story. Um, Before I play that song, your new album "Far Away" and Jonathan J. Cole, Jonathan Coleman has put it down in the comments. Your new or your previous album is called "Far Away" and it had a worldwide
Yeah.
release in 2023, played off in 2024. And now we have a new release. Of that "Far Away" album, my favorite song is "Control."
Wow.
Yeah, I really like that. I like because I like all of the Afro beats to be honest with it that you have in here, but it's just somebody. That's a club song. It's a relaxing song to drive to. You know, I love everything, and your voice is so smooth. It's not
Wow.
offensive. It's
Thank you.
not too loud. You have a really good engineer because your
Yeah.
engineer has really recorded you at very nice levels. It's not overbearing
Yeah.
with the music, and it's not overbearing with the vocals, and so
Yeah.
I used to do some judging of shows from all over, you know, went out to
Wow.
Vegas and went out to Washington and St. Louis. And I was a judge on a couple shows up in New York out at Crane Theater. And I think it's very important when artists perfect what they do, like you have here. A lot of it, people forget what your recording is supposed to sound like. It should not be so offensive that we can't hear you. You know, when I say
Yeah.
offensive, I mean the music is the beat overrides the voice, and yours is absolutely engineered perfectly. I absolutely appreciated that. That control song
Thank
is
you.
something else.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
I'm gonna go play a little bit of let's see here, Mona Lisa here. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah. For the ladies.
For the ladies, I'll let you introduce it. Here we go.
Hey. Get to them girls, oh. Cause I got you, oh. Can go disco. Drinking my liquor. Yes, I zone to, yeah, yeah. Girl, I gonna love you for life, oh. Yanko disco, drink my liquor, inside on to yeah, yeah. Yanko disco, girl, I gonna love you for life, oh. My baby fine, 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 I'm Mona Lisa. My baby fine, Mona Lisa. My baby fine, Mona Lisa. My baby fine, Mona Lisa. Livy lover, Livy lover, eh. Livy
I
lover.
absolutely love this song. It's got one of the smoothest vibes. So all my ladies out there, you ladies who like the Afro beats and you like the after club, you know, the vibe, we call it the flowetry here or spoken word. Her, this is your artist right here.
Yes.
You guys download his music. This particular song is called Mona Lisa. It's the single that is out right now by TWICY, TWICY. That is a hot song, and I understand and I see exactly why you were awarded at the Central Music Awards, because you are a very talented artist, very, very
Thank you.
talented artist.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you.
so very happy that you blessed my stage today. Let me ask you a couple of questions.
All right.
What is your plans as far as we know you have the release? What's your travel plans and what's your studio plans coming up for 2025?
Okay, so I have some songs on my album that the videos will be dropping very soon, all over me. A very great song. We're gonna drop the video, and we're working on shooting the video for Mona Lisa as well. And I'm looking forward to come to the state. You know, Atlanta, Texas, California, and do some shows. We'll get to
Excellent.
London to continue promotion and all that. Yeah, and people should expect more features from me. We're trying to feature artists from Nigeria, South Africa. When I get to the state, we will work with some other artists as well. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna make a plug right now. When you get to the States, make sure you get in touch with me, because I would love
Yeah.
to try and
Yes.
help promote you. And I would love to even link you up with my artist as well. And I have, a couple of, I
Wow.
just you are absolutely amazing. I am very, very pleased with your music. And
Thank you.
I'm pleased with you overall. You are very respectful gentleman. Your music is very
Thank,
appealing to women. It's not vulgar. It's not it's different. It's a very refreshing sound. And for you to be a young guy, I hope you keep that. I hope you can. I'm
yes.
pretty sure your parents have a lot to say about. They'll keep you in line. It sounds like to me,
Mm,
but because you sound like a respectful son that they've done a very good job with.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to your moms and your pops. So, I guess I want to ask you before we get off, because we're at the 6:26 hour. How about giving us some shout outs and some thank yous to your people on your end?
Yes. So big shouts to you for hosting me on your show. I'm so much grateful. Big shouts to Jonathan Coleman. Big shouts to my management team, Dailies Entertainment, my manager Moses Daily, um, everybody watching us right now, my mom and dad, my Ghanaian people, my Ghanaian fans, Nigeria, London, shouts to Kojo in London, and a lot more, a lot of people, and all the producers that work on my album, shouts to them. God
Yeah.
bless them for the support, and big shouts to Nikki Media. Yeah.
And other than the site that I gave, where are some of the areas, platforms that folks can follow you?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram twicy underscore any. That's TWICY underscore EARNY on all digital platforms, on all social media as well.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, let me tell you something. Thank you very much for sharing your journey with me, and your insights. You're very you have a lot of wisdom for your age and for your music. Very respectful music. It's sexy. I'm not gonna lie. You got that sexy beat in the background. It's very appealing. Yeah, very appealing. Very, very appealing. But
Thank
thank
you.
you for joining me. I wish you nothing but success, because you deserve it. You really do deserve it. And for all our folks and fans over there, do be sure that you follow me on this platform on Facebook. It's DebraSue with Toledo to the World with DebraSue. You can
Yeah.
find me on Instagram at Glass City Talent /DebraSue. I'm also on Roku, and I'm also on I'm losing my thought right here. YouTube. YouTube is Glass City Talent /Toledo to the World with Deborah. So I want to thank all of my fans for following. I want to thank you for joining me. And of course, I got to do a big shout out to my booker, Jonathan Coleman. J. Cole is always right where I need him to be. And he's always looking out for Deborah Sue with Toledo to the World. But I appreciate you, Twicey. Thank you so much. I want to have you back on, and make sure you link up with me when you get to the States, okay?
All right. All right.
All right,
Thank
baby.
you.
You take it easy now. Take care, honey.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
bye bye.